Hi everybody, welcome back to Small Caliber Arms Review. I'm Richard. Today we're going to be taking a look at evolution. Evolution of firearms. This is the Ruger Mark I I did a review on a couple weeks ago. Let's skip a couple generations and go right to the Ruger Mark IV. Pretty much the same guns, but let's take a lot closer look at some of the big improvements that happened over these generations. Okay, before we get too deep into it, let's do an unboxing of it. Yes, I've already had it out of the box, but you're going to get this nice big plastic Ruger case here, and it is a pretty nice molded box there. You got the two locking handles on it. You open it up, and inside you got this kind of molded piece in here. It is going to come with a couple extras. For one, it's going to come with 2 magazines. Unlike my Ruger Mark I that only came with one 9-round magazine, this is going to come with 2 10-round magazines. And one important piece that you're going to get with this, since this does have an ambidextrous safety on it, both on the left side and the right side. If you do not want the one on the right side, you can take it off. This is a little spacer that goes into place of that. The instructions are in the manual to tell you how to swap that over if you want to. And it's going to come with the obligatory lock. And to lock this gun for safekeeping, you're going to pull the bolt handle back and you're going to run the lock right through the bolt right there. Now, if you notice that, it does have last round hold open. There is an empty magazine in it, and the last round holds the bolt open, which did not happen on the Ruger Mark I. Although you could use this safety to hold the bolt open, you had to do it manually. So let's get this box out of the way. Nothing else inside of it. Underneath it there, if you want a little bit of storage, maybe your owner's manual and stuff you could put down in there. It is a pretty decent case. I mean, it's no Pelican case, but we'll get that out of the way. And this will be wrapped in a plastic bag when you get it too. Like I said, it comes with 2 10-round magazines, and the Ruger Mark I only came with one 9-round magazine, and no magazine release on the side here. It was only on the heel. So in the Ruger Mark IV, you got the magazine button right there behind the trigger guard on the left side, and that magazine really pops out of there great. Now, if we do a little side-by-side here, you'll see they are pretty much the same gun. This one is the Target model, the Mark I, and it is a longer, heavier barrel than on the standard model here. Now, I did look at the Target model when I purchased this Mark IV, but it was a 22-45, and what that means is the grip angle on them are a little bit different. They're the same grip angle as you would find on a 1911. So they say it's a 45 caliber grip on it. I like this grip angle that's on here. I like the one. This is the original style right here. So I wanted to keep that same theme. Now they make a bunch of different Mark IVs, Target versions, slab side, stainless steel, fluted barrels, lightweight, suppressor ready, all kind of stuff. Really cool looking firearms, and they're priced they're priced a little hefty too, I think. This one I paid right at the $450 mark for it. The Target model I was looking at was a little bit less. It was about $30 less than this one, and it had the Target sights on the rear, just like my Mark I does on here. But it just is not the same gun. It's a straight barrel on it, straight heavier barrel. And I wanted to keep this same style for my collection anyways. Maybe in the future I'll pick up another one, who knows. And another thing I did not like about the 2245 is the grip frame on the 2245 is polymer. Now this one on the standard Mark IV is not polymer. It is metal, but it's not the same manufacturing process they used on the original Mark Is. This, if you'll remember from the other video, is kind of a clamshell piece that's stamped out and welded together. This looks to be a billet piece, a solid billet piece there. There's no seams on it or anything. Like I said, a few different features. You do have magazine hold open. You do have a safety on here, and it is ambidextrous. The cocking ears on the bolt are a little bit different than they are on the Mark I. You can see on the Mark I, they're just kind of straight. And on the Mark IV, they tapered them a little bit. It makes them just a little bit more comfortable to grab a hold of. The biggest thing about the Mark IV is the takedown. Piece of cake on the takedown on this thing. All you got to do is, we've already got the magazine ejected, and it will do it with the magazine in it too. Go ahead and put your safety up, and then there's a little button right here on the back. All you got to do is hold the front of the barrel right there, hold your grip frame, push that in, and that's it. So much easier. No lever on the back of the grip frame there that you got to try to get your fingernail or a tool underneath and pop up. And that's it. It's pulled apart. There's a little round piece on the front here, a hook on the barrel that hooks right in there. And then to put it back together, just hook that back in there. Make sure your bolt stop is lined up with the hole there. And you should be able to, if you got everything lined up. Whoops, which I did not get it all lined up. There we go. That's it. That's a piece of cake. I can do the Mark I pretty quickly. I can do it in less than a minute. I can disassemble and reassemble in less than a minute. But this one is super easy. That's it. Then all you got to do is pull your bolt right out of the back, and that's as far as you need to disassemble it. Now, one thing I am going to do, this is brand new, just took it out of the box, tinkered around with it a little bit, get familiar with it and stuff. I am going to clean it because even though you would think it's a brand new firearm, it can't be dirty. It is dirty. Underneath here, there's a little bit of gunk where that pivots on the front there. There's excessive oil on there. Now that oil is shipping oil. It is not for lubrication of the firearm. I mean, it is to an extent, but you want to get that off and get a good quality gun oil on there. Hook it back in there and put it back together. Oh, this thing is just such a piece of cake. That is so much easier than the Mark I. Not that the Mark I to me is difficult, but the Mark IV is just a huge improvement over it. Now it does have a fixed rear sight on this one, and they are blacked out sights just like they were on my Mark I. This is going to be one that's going to benefit you to put a little bit of fingernail polish on that front sight there to make a little better visibility, at least on this model. There are models with high vis sights on them, and one of the big things on this one is there's 3 little holes on here. This is made to accept a scope mount. So if you want to put a red dot on here or some kind of pistol scope, it's already set up to do that. The Mark I has nothing like that on the top of it there. Only your dovetailed rear sight and your front sight is pinned on the little piece on the front there. Same thing on the Mark IV. That is also pinned in the front there. And like I said, they're not the highest of visibility. This gun is more for planking and maybe a little bit of small varmint hunting or something if you really wanted to, but it's a really cool gun. Now, one of the things you can do with this is you can dry fire it. It does say in the manual that dry firing is okay, but if you're going to be doing a lot of extensive dry firing, they recommend getting a snap cap and putting it in there. Now, there's no dry fire, no firing needed to disassemble it. In fact, they want you to have the safety on there. Oh, and it will not fire without a magazine. Where the Mark I will, this one will not. So you have to have the magazine in there. So you can dry fire it, but you're gonna, in the manual it tells you to go ahead and pull it to the rearward, make sure there's nothing in there. Go ahead and release it. We'll go ahead and kick the magazine out, put it on safe, push that button, and tip it forward like that. I just love taking this thing apart. It's so much fun. And all you got to do is make sure that front one is, that front hook right there is lined up, and it just pops right back into place. Anyways, I'm going to get this thing cleaned up, and then we'll get it out in range and see if I can do any better with the Mark IV than I did with the Mark I. All right, everybody, I got the Ruger Mark IV all cleaned up, and I've got my 2 empty magazines here, and we're going to give this thing a few test shots. Now, I've got my Norma TAC 22s out here. It's I just want to kind of finish off this box, but I don't even know how many's in there. Oh yeah, we got plenty. And then I brought a box of, this is Browning Pro 22 ammunitions, 22 long rifle, 40 grain, round nose, target crimp, 1,085 feet per second. There's 100 rounds in one of these boxes. I have not used these at all. I've probably had this box for about a year now. And I'm kind of interested to see how they perform. So these are 10 round magazines, not the 9 round like are in the Mark I. And you got the little follower piece on there. You can pull that down and it makes it a lot easier to put the rounds in there. They just slide right in like every other stick style magazine like this. We're going to go ahead and put the 10 rounds in here. And I do have one of the little targets set up there at 10 yards. We're going to be taking some shots from the Caldwell Matrix here and see how it does. And I am going to load all 10 rounds in here. Probably only take 5 shots at it with this, and then we'll try 5 shots with the Norma too. All right, I've got the magazine loaded with the Browning Pro 22. We're going to take 5 shots at the target on the left-hand side there and see how it does, shooting from the Caldwell Matrix. Yeah, I may want to take that right side safety off of there. I don't know if I like that or not. All right, what do we got going on here? Looks like there was a failure to extract, at least extract all the way. All right, that was just the first round. Let's go ahead and put it back on safe. And let's go up there and take a look at the target real quick. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not terrible. Elevation looks pretty good. I cannot see that. Like I said, those, I did not put any fingernail polish on that front sight like I suggested, but that would not be a bad idea. Let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and we'll take the other 5 shots and hit them on that steel up there just to get rid of them, and then we'll switch over to the Normas. All right, we're going to go ahead and take the safety off and put the last 5 rounds on that steel target up there. Just the first round is the only one that gave me any problems. Okay, 5 rounds of Norma. That's how you do it. And we'll see how they do at 10 yards. I'm going to take 2 shots. I'm going to go up there and turn the camera on. All right, apparently the camera is on, but the battery's going dead. Okay, there's the 5 shots. We'll put it on safe, go take a peek at it. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A lot looser group with the Normas than it was with the Pro 22s. The Brownings seem to shoot a lot better in the Ruger. I got 5 more rounds. I'm going to go ahead and take them 5 offhand shots at that and see how it does. All right, here we go. 5 one-handed offhand shots with the Normas. Same target. Last round, hold open again. To tell you the truth, I think the trigger in the Mark 1 is a little better than this one in the Mark 4. Now, the one on the Mark 1 is an actual target model. This is the standard model, so it's got fixed sights on it. Like I said, this one is more for plinking, but I wanted to keep that same tapered barrel design on it. I kind of like the looks of it, but I do like the fluted barrel one on the Hunter version. It's pretty sweet. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10 shots on there. I don't know that I did. Obviously, I did not do better than I did with the stand because I know those 2 are from my offhand stuff there, but I think I'm going to put 10 more rounds of the Browning Pro 22s in there. Put another target up here and see how I do. I'm going to do it 2-handed shots, 2-handed offhand shooting on, see how it does. Now, I've only got 1 camera because my battery's dead on the other one, but I'll show you the after effects. Okay, I've got 10 more rounds of the Browning Pros in there. Let's get that empty magazine out and let's get these put in there and we'll give it a try and see how it does. All right, there's my 10 rounds. I got a couple of them outside the black. Let's go take a peek. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Looks like there might be 2 right there. Not terrible, a little low and to the right other than that one right there. Like I said, I got two of them, one of them technically outside in the white area there, but not terrible, not taking a whole lot of time with it, but it is a pretty good shooting gun. I just think that the Ruger Mark I target model that I have has a better trigger than the Mark IV does. All right, guys, there it is. That is the Ruger Mark IV. Like I said, I got this one because I wanted it to be similar to the Mark I that I have, and now I got to do is find me a Mark II and a Mark III in the same configuration with the longer barrel on it. I may pick up another Mark IV one of these days. The problem with it is it's $700+ for the one I want, and it's a 22. Yes, it's a nice 22. It's a very well made 22, just as these are too. But for that kind of money, you can get a really nice 45 Colt, good cowboy gun. These are a really cool design. Like I said, they've been around since 1949 when I did the video on the Mark I. I told you a little bit more about the history of it, and they're good guns. I really like them. They're very popular guns too. Like I said, they have been in continuous, this is their longest running gun. From 1949, this is their very first gun, and they still make brand new ones today. And the Mark IV is super easy on the takedown. Yes, all you got to do is, it is cocked and it's put on safe. All you got to do is push that little button on the back and presto, there it is. Pull the bolt out, clean this thing up, put it back together, put that in there. Getting the little part hooked on the front there is the trickiest part of this one. And then that's it. So much easier than the Mark I. And from what I hear, the Mark III is the worst one of the bunch. Anyways, thanks for taking a look at the Ruger Mark IV with me. And if you could, go ahead and check out some of my other videos by clicking this button up here and then hit the little round one down here to subscribe if you haven't already. And thanks for watching Small Caliber Arms Review.